Hello everyone, and welcome back to TheRift. In this series, I explain how to counter certain champions with tips and tricks to survive the laning phase. Today we'll be looking at Brand, the Burning Vengeance.
The Inferno begins.
Brand's a strong pick right now, due to how high his base damage is, how much CC he has, and how his abilities are highly effective in team fighting. He's currently sitting at a 53% win rate and a 9% play rate in mid lane, making him a champion that you'll be seeing a fair share of in solo queue. With that being said, let's look at the Rift's top 3 counter picks for Brand. Keep in mind that these are in no particular order, and that the only champions that are viable to play against Brand. Galio. His shields means that Brand's damage over time will heal you for tons of health, and since he isn't commonly picked right now in the mid lane, you can usually cheese your way into winning a lane. Leblanc. The sheer amount of damage in her kit and the insane gap close means that Brand is constantly at risk of being killed, or at the very least, you can force him out of lane early and have tons of pressure. Kassadin. His passive is great against any mage since it negates magic damage. Combined with that his Q gives him a shield while trading, he becomes an extremely strong anti-mage. Kassadin also has good gap close after 6, which means that there's no point in the laning phase where Brand gets an edge. Here are the tips for the laning phase. Brand is a very mobile champion, with the stun on his Q being the only option he has to escape. By baiting out his W, you can force him to shove the lane in early, and since he can only stun one person when overextended, Brand becomes a sitting duck. Brand's most reliable way to trade is hit an EQ combo, then follow up with a W. The best way to avoid this is to position yourself behind minions so his Q will never stun you. Like many of the mid laners, Brand struggles with high burst and gap closures, so champions such as Fizz, Leblanc, and Zed have a pretty easy time killing him. Due to how little mana regen Brand innately has, and how little he gets in the most common build paths for him, champions with good sustain such as Kassadin and Galio can outlast Brand, giving them an advantage that gets better as the laning phase extends. Now let's look at some key counter items. If you're in a losing matchup against Brand, try focusing on survivability. Corrupting potions are a good option. Early boots do wonders against Brand entering laning phase. They help dodge his Q and his W. For any AD mid laner, consider Merc Treads with the tenacity and a Hex Stringer to survive his burst. For AP mid laners, you should look to get a Rod of Ages, an Abyssal Scepter, or an Hourglass if you want to build defensively. Well, that covers up tips and tricks to counter Brand. Remember, if you found this video useful, then like, subscribe, and comment below for more. And I'll see you Summers on TheRift.